You can feel the victory. You can sense the victory. You can smell the victory.
Abimay ha sido el mejor ministro de Agricultura que Belice ha tenido.
Step and drop.
Step and drop. Step and drop.
Todos están invitados a la reunión política del suroeste de Corozal el sábado 8 de marzo del 2025 en el complejo Honorable Ramiro Ramírez en San Narciso a las 6 de la tarde en punto. Únase a nosotros y escuche a los oradores dinámicos, al líder del partido abanderado de Orange Rock Central, Johnny Briceño, abanderada de la Bahía de Corozal, Tea García Ramírez, abanderado de Corozal Norte, David Castillo, abanderado de Corozal Sureste, Florencio Marín Jr., abanderado de Orange Rock Norte, Ramón Monchi Cervantes, abanderado de Orange Rock Este, Kevin Bernard, el abanderado de Orange Rock Sur, José Abelardo May, abanderado de la zona rural sur de Belice, Belize Rural South, André Pérez, y por supuesto, el campeón de Corozal Suroeste, Ramiro Ramírez. Baile gratis con la música de Tecnoband. Y McCoy García, Stefan Trapp, con el PUP, ¡vamos bien!
Estimados votantes de Orange Rock Norte, hoy vengo una vez más a pedirles sus apoyos para estas próximas elecciones. Saben, formamos gobierno en un tiempo bastante difícil, abrumados por el COVID y empeorado por la bancarrota en la cual nos dejó el gobierno previo. A pesar de eso, nos pusimos a trabajar y superamos muchos problemas. Por eso hoy hay más oportunidades para todos. El precio de caña está más alto que nunca. Hay más ayudas a los estudiantes para la educación, más servicios médicos gratis en los hospitales públicos. Se ha implementado el National Health Insurance, el NHI. Se han hecho más torneos y maratones. Y se han rehabilitado más canchas con luces. Se han construido más casas de concreto para la gente. Y hay más atención a los caminos en las aldeas y en los sugar roads. De hecho, continuaremos con la pavimentación de caminos en las aldeas y las carreteras públicas a las aldeas. Se han dado más documentos de identidad a gente que antes no tenía. Y la economía del país sigue mejorando, creando más oportunidades para todos. No ha sido perfecto, pero se ha hecho mucho más trabajo con mejores resultados. Vamos bien. Por eso hoy vengo a pedirles con la misma humildad que voten por mí, su humilde servidor, en estas próximas elecciones del 12 de marzo. Y seguiremos avanzando juntos hacia la prosperidad para todos. Muchas gracias, que Dios les bendiga.
As much as we have done over the past 4.5 years, I am well aware there's more that needs to be done. I know there are more single mothers who need a home so that they can better support their children. I know the cost of living is still too high. and that we must work harder to make the basic goods and services that we need more affordable. I know there are more young people looking for support to further their education. I know we still have some violent communities that we must make safer. That is why we have put so much effort into crime prevention. I know we still have many Belizeans who are sacrificing to support their children. That is why I am pleased to announce that right here in San Ignacio, effective next school year, Sacred Heart College will be the next school to enjoy free education from first form to fourth form.
Vamos bien, all the way. We on the track to greatness, todos ganamos.
Vote for Kev. Vamos bien, he is the champion. Vote for Kev. Delivering to the people he loves. Vamos bien. Orange Rockies, you know he got us. Vote for Kev. Kevin. Building opportunities for the youth in sports, they're elevating, so they keep on rising. So they keep on rising, yeah. Empowering the women of the East, yes, Kevin with them, he be doing his best, so they keep on rising. So they keep on rising. Brand beliefs keep on growing. Development infrastructure surely it keep on showing. With the PUB, land distribution for all the people them. For Kevin, he is the only option, one for the people, true leader and champion. We are voting for Kevin. PUP all the way. Votemos para Kevin. Yeah, yeah, we say. Yeah, the man the number one is true champion. Deliver to the people without a question with Kevin Bernard. Come on, dice. Vamos bien, vamos bien. Con el PUP en Orange Rockies. Come on, dice. Vamos bien. Vamos bien con el PUP en Orange Rockies. Right on track con Kevin. Nuestro futuro está brillante en oportunidades, yeah. Campeón del Este, todos ganamos con Kevin Bernard, el que tiene visión. El que tiene visión. Brand beliefs keep on growing. Development infrastructure surely it keep on showing. With the PUB, land distribution for all the people then. For Kevin, he is the only option, one for the people, true leader and champion. We are voting for Kevin. PUP all the way. Votemos para Kevin. Yeah, yeah, we say. Yeah, the man the number one is true champion. Deliver to the people without a question with Kevin Bernard. Como lo dice. Vamos bien, vamos bien. Con el PUP en Orange Rockies. Como lo dice. Vamos bien, vamos bien. Con el PUP en Orange Rockies. En el día de elecciones, votamos para el campeón del Este, Kevin Bernard. The champ of the East, right? Kevin Bernard, the only option for Orange Walk East. So what we tell them, PUP all the way.
I believe in the power of our community.
Kevin, get the work done. You must be mad, you must be sick, you must be dreaming.
Together, we have achieved so much, but there's a lot more to be done.
Kevin, get the work done. Genius. Kevin Bernard, you are true genius. Stick to the plan, the people come first. Some never believe.
Together, let's continue to build a better Orange Rockies.
Over 300 land, certified farmland, where available, identified.
Centaur, your kind of company.
Tonight Tonight on Ctv3 News. Violent turn. Orange Walk's first murder of 2025 claims life of local cabbie in shocking stabbing incident. Gruesome discovery in Corozal. Body of murder victim exhumed and decapitated. Senior Counsel Anand Ramlogan withdraws expedited hearing application in redistricting case. And we bring to you the inauguration of the newly completed intersection project at San Antonio Road, Guadalupe, and Dunn Street in Orange Walk. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Thursday, March 6, 2025.
Step and drop. Step and drop.
Todos están invitados a la reunión política del suroeste de Corozal el sábado 8 de marzo del 2025 en el complejo Honorable Ramiro Ramírez en San Narciso a las 6 de la tarde en punto. Únase a nosotros y escuche a los oradores dinámicos, al líder del partido abanderado de Orange Walk Central, Johnny Briceño, abanderada de la Bahía de Corozal, Tea García Ramírez, abanderado de Corozal Norte, David Castillo, abanderado de Corozal Sureste, Florencio Marín Jr., abanderado de Orange Walk Norte, Ramón Monchi Cervantes, abanderado de Orange Walk Este, Kevin Bernard, el abanderado de Orange Walk Sur, José Abelardo May, abanderado de la zona rural sur de Belice, Belize Rural South, André Pérez, y por supuesto, el campeón de Corozal Suroeste, Ramiro Ramírez. Baile gratis con la música de Tecno Band. Y McCoy García, Stefan Trapp, con el PUP, ¡vamos bien!
Good evening, with your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. As we told you on Tuesday, police released the cause of death for 28-year-old Raheem Usher, whose body was found in the outskirts of San Antonio Village 1 week ago. Good evening, with your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. The Orange Walk District recorded its first murder for 2025 last night when a well-known cabbie was stabbed to death in the community of Troll Farm. What was first believed to be a road traffic accident was quickly discovered to be the scene of a murder, as 51-year-old Romualdo Vasquez bled to death inside his taxi from stab wounds inflicted by someone he was transporting. Our news team has been following this incident since last night and filed the following report.
1-year-old Romualdo Bartolo Vasquez, a well-known taxi operator here in Orange Walk Town, became the first murder victim for 2025 in the district when he was stabbed to death on Wednesday night. The incident played out shortly after 8 last night on the West San Martin Road in the community of Trial Farm. While an exact motive for Vasquez's murder is tonight not yet known, it is believed that his killer was a passenger who he was transporting. Indications at this time are that Vasquez transported his assassin to an unknown location at the end of West San Martin Road. There, an altercation reportedly ensued, and the cabbie was stabbed several times, including once to the neck. In an effort to save his own life, Vasquez attempted to flee the area. However, he eventually lost control of his vehicle, which crashed into this area seen here. After the crash, he managed to get out of the vehicle to get help, but quickly collapsed. Residents of the area say that the injured cabbie took his last breaths shortly after, as he bled profusely from injuries to the neck and hand. Police promptly arrived at the scene and transported his body to the Northern Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. As police actively investigate this latest killing, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams says they are seeking one person believed to be involved.
Information so far is that the deceased was in the company of some person in the same vehicle, and that person may have inflicted the injuries to him and then flee the vehicle and went about his business. So police are currently actively investigating that matter with a view to see if we'll be able to identify the person who flee from the vehicle after the incident occurred.
Police are looking at various angles as possible motives behind Vasquez's brutal murder.
It can either be a case of robbery or a case of maybe two friends arguing. We don't know who the person is that was in the vehicle with him at the particular time who escaped. So we'll have to find out who that person is, then we'll be able to arrive at a more definitive motive.
Is anything missing?
I don't think so, no.
While Vasquez's family were understandably too grief-stricken to speak today when we visited their home in Trial Farm, his colleagues at the Terminal Taxi Association spoke very fondly of him.
Well, Mr. Romualdo, he was a part of our union for approximately 6 years. He was a good person, honest, hardworking. It's very sad to hear about the news that happened last night. We're in shock. After we heard what happened, because first we thought it was it was an accident, right? But then when you hear it's a murder, I would say, because he was stabbed, So it's sad, to take away someone's life, just probably over money or a robbery. I don't know what happened, he will be missed, because he was every day with us, he was like family, because we work together every day, for so many years we were here, we knew each other good, so it's very sad, to hear what happened.
Tonight, Romualdo's association brothers are asking why he was killed in such a brutal manner, since taxi drivers are not known to make a lot of money in the trade.
He's a kind person, nice colleague and thing, right? So one thing we are missing our terminal, I think we are missing. We may have ups and downs, but we always, with our colleagues, and we always try look out for each other and thing. But for a leave it a money and take away by the life, man, and I don't think that may fair, man. So we don't make a lot of money out of check. We also leave it and also buy so I need to make care for the house and when I heard last night, man, it shocked me.
Vasquez's death, according to his colleagues, came as a complete shock and brings about the question of safety among taxi operators on a daily basis.
Yes, well, that yes, it kind of puts a little bit of fear in you because now you don't know who to trust. I mean, right in a close village, a trial farm, that's very populated, and now you don't know who you will trust, because you don't know what that person has in his mind. So yes, now you need one taxi now that night.
Taxi operators from across the town plan to hold a candlelight vigil in honor of their fallen colleague later tonight on the West San Martin Road. Reporting for Ctv3 News, Norma Ruiz.
Authorities in Corozal are investigating a disturbing incident involving the exhumption and decapitation of murder victim Michael Whittaker. Early this morning, police were summoned to the cemetery in Altamira after a disturbed grave site was reported. Upon arrival, they were confronted with a horrific scene: the decapitated head of the 27-year-old resident of Corozal, who had been laid to rest just yesterday. Whittaker, who was recently found murdered in nearby Chetumal, Mexico, is not the only victim linked to this disturbing incident. Authorities have also reported that 18-year-old Aaron Tun, another Belizean man found dead in Chetumal, has been targeted. His gravesite in the Finca Solana area shows signs of tampering, including holes in the tomb, suggesting attempts to remove his body. When this endeavor faltered, it appears that the culprits resorted to trying to set Tun's remains on fire within the tomb. Police Commissioner Chester Williams addressed the media today, confirming that law enforcement is actively investigating this alarming case.
We got that information this morning, and that has been confirmed. Police visited the grave site this morning, and they saw the grave was disturbed. The bodies were exhumed, and a check of the body revealed that the skull is missing. So that's a matter the police are looking at this time.
And the second young man?
The second young man, from what I was told, he was not dug up, but they had bored some hole on the tomb and had tried to lit it fire. That's what I was told about the other one.
This is definitely a sign. What kind of sign does the police department take this as?
Obviously, there is someone who is trying to send a message. I don't know how dead they wanted these men to be dead, but it's something we're looking at.
Police Commissioner Chester Williams additionally confirmed that this latest act was not done by any cartel group, but by locals who may have had issues with Whittaker. Police are currently looking for some persons for questioning, including a police officer whose name has been implicated. The commissioner also confirmed that the said police officer who took leave following a family emergency is also being sought so that a letter requesting him to show cause why he should not be dismissed from the department can be served on him. Today marked a significant milestone for residents of Orange Walk as the inauguration ceremony for the newly completed intersection project at San Antonio Road, Guadalupe, and Dunn Street took place. The event, celebrated with much enthusiasm, was graced by Prime Minister John Briceño and PUP standard bearers for Orange Walk, Ramon Cervantes and Kevin Bernard, along with Mayor Ladrick Shepherd and councillors. The project, which has been in the works for several weeks, features a state-of-the-art cemented intersection designed to enhance safety and accessibility for motorists and pedestrians alike. In his address, Prime Minister Briceño lauded the project as a testament to both the national and local government's commitment to infrastructure development, emphasizing the importance of creating safe and efficient roadways for the community.
This area is always breaking up. As much as you fix it, the lamppost was too much out here, so the big trucks could not swing, so they have to go on the left-hand side to come this way. Lots of heavy trucks and buses. Cementing this area, it is something that will last for a very long time. Apart from the thickness of the cement and the rebars they were using were is it 3/4, 5/8, 5/8, way more than what is necessary, because we want it to do something that will last for a very, very, very long time. And we had a long discussion or debate with some people about wanting whether we should put traffic lights or the pedestrian ramps. And we came to the conclusion that the pedestrian ramps could work probably even better than the lights, because the lights is only during this rush hour, but with the pedestrian ramps, it slows down the traffic, so it allows each one and of them to be able to get in, to be able to move from one area to the next area safely, and at the same time have a pedestrian ramp where or citizens can walk again safely.
The project also boasts a beautifully landscaped island at the confluence of Dunn and Guadalupe streets, enhancing the aesthetic appeal of the area.
Project cost nearly about $283,000. With all said and done, I think the residents benefited overall. They're going to want to gain out of this. And like I said, the safety is the most important thing that we did, that we had to get this place cemented properly. I always say that when you work together, who wins is the residents, and the Prime Minister, even although he's the Prime Minister and I'm the Mayor, we still share a close bond with one another, and we always sit down together to see how best we can improve this town. This town belongs to us. We're born and grown here in Orange Rock. We are considered ourselves Orange Rockians, and what the residents expect from the minute we place our name on that ballot paper, we are committed to work for the residents. That's the ultimatum of every single person that comes inside, whether you be mayor or you be a representative. For Central, which he is, and this is how we want. We will want the whole town be beautified. There's more work coming. Remember, my manifesto I just started. Coming soon, Guadalupe Street, coming soon, San Antonio Road, and the market expansion. Also, there is other more stuff that we will beautify Orange Rock so to become #1.
As for the Orange Walk East and Orange Walk North PUP standard bearers, they highlighted on the importance of all political leaders working together.
I really want to commend the Town Council. I must commend you for the vision to continue this type of work, and the Prime Minister for always supporting the Orange Rock Town Council. And as I have said, when we work together, progress will always happen. As area representatives, it is our responsibility to work closely with our municipality, and that's a commitment we continue to do in every aspect of the work we carry out. And so, once again, congratulations and thank you all very much for being here. And I know that this will have a great significant impact and benefits to the residents who traverse this town, whether you're from here, whether from the villages, or whether from outside of this district.
You know, and also amenable to the flow of traffic. So I congratulate you all. Former Mayor Bernard, you started the plan, they say, and you who have continued on the master plan. Really, you are doing a great job, and this is one addition to your list of great accomplishments for the deserving people of Orange Rock Town.
In a significant development regarding the redistricting case, Senior Counsel Anand Ramlogan has officially informed Senior Counsel Eamon Courtney of his client Jeremy Enriquez's decision to withdraw an application for an expedited hearing. The application, which was filed on February 11th, was the center of a legal dispute involving Courtney, who represents the Attorney General. This decision comes shortly after the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, dismissed an appeal for a special leave earlier this week. Ramlogan had previously requested the CCJ's intervention to expedite proceedings following a claim that was dismissed at the High Court and is currently under appeal at the Court of Appeal. In a letter to Courtney, Ramlogan articulated his reasoning for the withdrawal, highlighting the lack of urgency in pursuing the expedited hearing at this juncture. I had advised that it would be pointless to pursue the instant application for an expedited hearing of the appeal filed herein. There will be nothing urgent in the appeal to justify an order for an expedited hearing, he stated. Ramlogan emphasized that with the upcoming general election set for March 12th, the appeal has become less critical, rendering an expedited hearing unnecessary. He acknowledged that the decision to withdraw was not only prudent but also aimed at conserving time and minimizing further costs for all parties involved in the legal proceedings. Today, Jerry Enriquez Ramlogan's client spoke about the decision.
We've withdrawn the application to have the appeal expedited. Given this upcoming weekend holiday, given that we're nearer to the elections and that we could not even yet get a date set for the application for an expedited appeal, we decided at this time it is too late to move forward in the direction that we wanted to go, and we decided to withdraw the application for an expedited appeal hearing. But technically not the appeal itself, just the expedited hearing.
But does it make sense to pursue an appeal still, because you were asking for an injunction?
No,
to stop the elections. You mean the substantive claim will not be impacted?
Exactly. So in a sense, we had to withdraw the appeal for injunction, yes. And especially that we wanted an expedited appeal. So that's where we stand at the moment. But yet we have not.
Coming up next, a new police substation for the village of Trail Farm in Orange Walk. Stay tuned.
There's something about home. The way the sea breeze feels different. The way the streets carry our stories. The way every face, every handshake, every smile feels warm and cozy. Corozal Town is our home. It's where I took my first steps, learned the meaning of community, and built my dreams. It's not just where I live, it's who I am. But let's be real, home isn't perfect. Our streets are breaking down. Our families need better access to services, safer spaces, and real support. Our young people are looking for opportunities that just aren't there. And every day I hear it, I see it, the frustration, the worry, the feeling that we deserve better. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm stepping forward to lead, because I refuse to stand by and watch my home struggle when I know we can do better. Together, we can fix what's broken, create opportunities, and make sure Corozal Bay isn't just home, but the best place to call home. This is my commitment to you. I will listen, I will fight, I will work, I will deliver. We don't turn our backs on home, we fight for it, we build it back up, we make it better for our children, for our elders, and for each other. Because if there's one thing I know deep in my heart, there's no place like home. And I'm ready to fight for ours. El 12 de marzo, únete a mi movimiento y tomemos una decisión por nuestro hogar, por el progreso, por los demás. Demostremos a todos que vale la pena luchar por la Bahía de Corozal.
TEA, leadership that delivers.
Step and drop. Step and drop. Step and drop.
Todos están invitados a la reunión política del suroeste de Corozal el sábado 8 de marzo del 2025 en el complejo Honorable Ramiro Ramírez en San Narciso a las 6 de la tarde en punto. Únase a nosotros y escuche a los oradores dinámicos, al líder del partido abanderado de Orange Walk Central, Johnny Briceño, abanderada de la Bahía de Corozal, Tea García Ramírez, abanderado de Corozal Norte, David Castillo, abanderado de Corozal Sureste, Florencio Marín Jr., abanderado de Orange Walk Norte, Ramón Monchi Cervantes, abanderado de Orange Walk Este, Kevin Bernard, el abanderado de Orange Walk Sur, José Abelardo May, abanderado de la zona rural sur de Belice, Belize Rural South, André Pérez, y por supuesto, el campeón de Corozal Suroeste, Ramiro Ramírez. Baile gratis con la música de Tecno Band. McCoy García, Stefan Trapp, con el PUP, ¡vamos bien!
Pro FC is here. On Saturday, March 15th, it's the return of Pro FC to Sugar City. It takes place inside the Orange Walk Multipurpose Complex. The main event is between Orange Walk's very own Thomas Godfrey as he battles the hard-hitting Mexican Ismael Connect Perez. We also have 9 other exciting MMA fights. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. and the event starts at 7:30 p.m. sharp. General admission tickets are only $25 and VIP tickets are $75. Available at Shell One Stop or at the event ticket booth. Pro FC 15. Godfrey versus Paris is brought to you by Broadlight Management, Kevin Bernard for Orange Walk East, Rustic Roof, Hotel De La Fuente, Rude Boy, Best Fit Pharmacy, Zeta Water Orange Walk, the Orange Walk Town Council, and the National Sports Council of Belize.
And Azel Riverol, Remax Dorado agent.
As much as we have done over the past 4.5 years, I am well aware there's more that needs to be done. I know there are more single mothers who need a home so that they can better support their children. I know the cost of living is still too high and that we must work harder to make the basic goods and services that we need more affordable. I know there are more young people looking for support to further their education. I know we still have some violent communities that we must make safer. That is why we have put so much effort into crime prevention. I know we still have many Belizeans who are sacrificing to support their children. That is why I am pleased to announce that right here in San Ignacio, effective next school year, Sacred Heart College will be the next school to enjoy free education from first form to fourth form.
Vamos bien, all the way. We on the track to greatness, todos ganamos.
The vision is clear for Corozal Bay. They are building a future, take our struggles away. Let's come together, take a chance now with way. PUP jump till morning.
Step and drop, step and drop, step and drop.
Todos están invitados a la reunión política del suroeste de Corozal el sábado 8 de marzo del 2025 en el complejo Honorable Ramiro Ramírez en San Narciso a las 6 de la tarde en punto. Únase a nosotros y escuche a los oradores dinámicos, al líder del partido abanderado de Orange Rock Central, Johnny Briceño, abanderada de la Bahía de Corozal, Tea García Ramírez, abanderado de Corozal Norte, David Castillo, abanderado de Corozal Sureste, Florencio Marín Jr., abanderado de Orange Rock Norte, Ramón Monchi Cervantes, abanderado de Orange Rock Este, Kevin Bernard, el abanderado de Orange Rock Sur, José Abelardo May, abanderado de la zona rural sur de Belice, Belize Rural South, André Pérez, y por supuesto, el campeón de Corozal Suroeste, Ramiro Ramírez. Baile gratis con la música de Tecno Band. Y McCoy García, Stefan Track con el PUP. ¡Vamos bien!
A deeply troubling case involving a Belizean church minister accused of allegedly abusing his 2 adopted daughters and their cousin over an extended period. The sexual abuse allegedly took place in Belize and Sacramento, California. Due to the sensitive nature of this case and the fact that no formal police report has yet been filed, we will refrain from naming the accused at this time. One of the alleged victims, now a mother residing in Nevada, has bravely decided to share her harrowing experience, bringing to light the challenges faced by survivors. The woman reflected on her traumatic past.
We were adopted by this family, and my sister had made a report when we were in California saying that she had been raped. And they went and they ran a rape kit on her, but she suffers from mental illnesses as well. So she didn't know the difference between molestation and rape. So they ran a rape kit on her, and it came back negative. So he got away with just at that time touching her. And so we moved. I was only like about 5 or 6, so I don't know how much longer after that report was made and we were taken out of the home, but we moved to Belize.
According to the alleged victim, as a child, she began noticing unsettling behavior from her adoptive father towards her sister, who has a mental disability. The situation, she said, only worsened once they settled in Belize.
I would notice him going in her room. My sister was like very depressed. Like our housekeepers and stuff like that. And even my mom sometimes, I would see them go into my sister's room and bring sheets out of the room that were covered in blood. And I would just always watch like, what's going on? And I would always listen, and he would be in her room all the time. And my sister would be trying to tell us like, he's doing this to me, he's doing that to me. And my mom would just make her be quiet and not let us talk to her, not let her like really hang out with like friends and stuff like that, because she was telling people. So it wasn't until I turned about maybe 14. I'm sorry, I hope you don't mind my puppy. I turned about 14 where he sexually assaulted me. Before doing that, he was like hitting me. And I was like, I didn't understand the anger that he had towards me, but I used to fight back. Like, it got really bad at one point. And then he started like making small gestures, like giving me money. Don't tell your mom. He would like put stuff under, like throw something and ask me to pick it up and don't tell your mom. And, and I was getting uncomfortable. So the only thing I could start thinking of is like, okay, my sister wasn't lying, because I'm starting to see that he's being weird. And then one day he actually went into the act of sexually assaulting me, like asking me, do you want to have sex with me, caressing me on my body and stuff. So I ran out of the house and I went and I told my mom immediately. And she just wasn't surprised. She just stared at me and she was like, okay, we're just going to go home and we're just going to, confront him and forgive him so that you can go to heaven. And I'm just like, I don't think that's how that works. And so I started doing like my own investigation about it, like, calling my sister and asking. And then I found out like multiple family members, multiple church members knew that my sister was being raped by him to the point where he thought she was pregnant at one point. He took her innocence, all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. It's very hard to talk about and imagine because him being like a minister in the church, helping building schools and, helping transport students back and forth from like, Belize to the US, just all these great things he does in the church. And then there's people in the church who know that he's doing stuff like this.
As the years passed, memories of those distressing experiences lingered, igniting a desire for justice. Now, with a new baby girl of her own, the alleged victim feels a renewed sense of urgency for justice to be served.
Now, because not only did I just recently have a beautiful baby girl, and I just can't imagine something like this happening to her, and her sitting there and not being able to have a voice because everyone has silenced her, but also because I feel that it is highly disrespectful and it's hurtful to see this person live their life, and just move on as if they never hurt anybody, and life's just moving on for them. And then these 3 victims are depressed and they're living in the shadows and shame of what someone else has done to them. And honestly, it took so long because I was trying to figure out how to do it. I just didn't I just felt so helpless being so far away from Belize and knowing that there was a case that happened years ago in California. And then I just didn't know like the legal aspect of what was going on in Belize. So I just had to do a lot of research and a lot of like, I guess, soul searching for myself too, to see if it was even worth it. Because you get told so for so many years that it's not worth it, just let it go, forgive, let it go, let it go. It's like, no, justice needs to be served, even if I do let it go, even if I do forgive. Right is right and wrong is wrong.
And what you're looking now is for him to be prosecuted and jailed. That is what your ultimate goal is.
That is my ultimate goal.
As part of her fight for justice, the woman plans to visit the Belize consulate in Los Angeles, California, to formally lodge a report which she hopes will catalyze a thorough investigation into these serious allegations. We will continue to follow this evolving story. Today, senior members of the police department, including Commissioner of Police Chester Williams, joined a host of government leaders, including Prime Minister John Briceño, Minister of Tourism Honorable Anthony Maur, and Orange Walk North Area Representative Honorable Ramon Cervantes for the official inauguration of a brand new police substation in the community of Trial Farm here in Orange Walk. The government of Belize prioritized this crucial infrastructure initiative to enhance access to police services for residents in this rapidly expanding community.
The newly established substation, which was constructed to the tune of over $300,000, is expected to enable faster and more targeted responses to call for assistance.
Yes, it is indeed strategic for various reasons. One, as he had explained, the whole issue with the tourism, particularly trying to attract tourists from Mexico to come into Belize. We have seen that there has been an increase of that type of tourism, and so as a part of the northern corridor, this area is indeed strategic. And the other reason is that you would know that the Orange Walk Tongue area has expanded exponentially, and so just to have one central station in Orange Walk Tongue, which even though it is Trial Farm and not Orange Walk Tongue, it is connected to the tongue, so it looked like one. And in the past, the one station was servicing the entire area, and so to have this substation in this area is going to help to take some of the burden from the central station, as well as to make it much easier for people who reside in this area to be able to have access to the police. And so for those two reasons, it's indeed a strategic location.
The newly built infrastructure was completed through a collaboration between the area representative for Orange Walk North and the Belize Tourism Board. This new substation, according to Tourism Minister Honorable Anthony Maur, was built in a strategic location to promote safety within the northern region, which in turn will help to boost tourism from neighboring Chetumal.
About 8 months ago, Mr. Cervantes gave me a call and said they really need a police station in this part of Orange Walk. I went back to the BTB, had a discussion with BTB and the ministry, and we said yes, safety and security are paramount for the productivity of the tourism industry, and so we want to partner with the police department to do more of these in strategic areas so that the country can be safe for our citizens and our guests who come in. We believe that the Mexican market is an important market for us. We've seen with our marketing efforts over the last year that we've grown that market by over 100%, and we will continue to do our part in ensuring that the industry is safe and that we continue to collaborate with the police department.
So what is strategic about Trial Farm? I noticed that it's a developing community.
Yeah, it's the fastest growing community in the area. You have a lot of people who work in this area, and who workers in the tourism industry would come from areas like this. And it is a corridor going into Sarteneja and all those areas to go to Lamana, So it is important. They said that this is a strategic location. The police department picked this location.
The new substation, according to Area Representative Honorable Ramon Cervantes, will greatly benefit the area of Trial Farm and other surrounding villages in Orange Walk North.
because this enhances the security of our citizens, of you, our citizens. It adds to that feeling of safety of our citizens as part of Plan Belize, as Plan Belize had promised. Prime Minister John Briceño, we thank you for your unwavering commitment to the safety of our residents. Thanks, Minister Marla, to you and your ministry for providing the financing of this very important project. Thanks to Minister Musa for also making this project a reality. This new project adds to the list of accomplishments by this government led by Prime Minister Briceño that directly benefits the residents of Trial Farm Village and Orange Rock North by extension. Its location is strategic in deploying police officers quickly to anywhere in the village and even to other villages in Orange Rock North, especially since the paving of the San Martin West, which is right before you, is coming to its completion. The people of Orange Rock North are confident that this progress and development will continue.
This project and others like it, according to Prime Minister John Briceño, fall under the commitment of Plan Belize to boost security and even tourism in communities across the country.
I'm happy that what you said about the Mexican market, because the tourist Mexican market is one there ripe for the taking. They are right next door. Many of them could drive over to come to Belize. There's approximately over 130 million Mexicans. I'm sure over 30 million of them can afford to be able to take a vacation to a destination like Belize. The challenge is though that wherever you go and you meet people in Mexico, like for instance when you go in Mexico City, many of them are saying they know very little about Belize. So we need to put more effort in that for the Mexicans to know about Belize and for them to understand how easy it is to come to Belize. And for instance, one issue that they don't know, they think that in Belize we only speak in English, pero hablamos bastante en español. Así que ellos se pueden sentir en casa cuando nos están visitando acá en Belice. Y es muy importante para ver cómo podemos conseguir más y más turistas de México que nos pueden venir a visitar. We're having problems in the United States with a number of decisions that the president has been making with these tariffs, and that could be having tariffs wars, and it's going to be affecting their economy. And so maybe a few of the numbers of tourists that come from the United States could potentially go down, but we need to be able to make it up with us here in Mexico. One of the things that our government has done, and now we need to look into the implementation, is that in Cabinet we have already agreed, we brought a joint paper with Ministry of Immigration, Tourism, and Finance, Border Management, is that we have decided to provide the border passes for Mexicans free of cost. And also we also agreed that we would allow them to come into Belize using their own insurance from Mexico. And also to remove the charges at the border, because we want them to be able to come to Belize. We want them to come and visit Belize. Because once they come and visit Belize, they're hooked and they're going to come back.
The new Trial Farm substation will house 8 police officers in the first instance and expects to see additional officers later in the year when the new police recruits are expected to transition into the service. Reporting for Ctv3 News, Norma Ruiz.
As the countdown to the highly anticipated general election on March 12th narrows to just 6 days, the Elections and Boundaries Department is intensifying its efforts to ensure a smooth and fair electoral process. In recent weeks, voter anxiety has been palpable, especially in areas where the number of candidates is unusually high. The potential for confusion at the polls is greater than ever, leading the department to issue guidelines aimed at informing the electorate about what to expect on election day and how to avoid common pitfalls that could render votes invalid.
we have put out some ads, right? And if you notice, we tailor the ads this time because many people are saying that in Belize we vote by colors, which it's true, but again, every single ballot paper, and not only this time around, the format of the ballot paper is in the Representation of the People Act, and so we must abide by that. So every candidate has a number on the ballots, right? And the numbers are assigned alphabetically based on the surname of the candidate. And so that is how the names appear on a ballot paper, and that is required by law. So we can't decide who goes first, who goes second, right? That's set in law. And so I want to encourage voters, so you could look for a number, you could look for the name, and you could also look for the color. When we have village council elections is by a name and number. So over 50% of the population who vote in a village council election are used to name and numbers. They're just not used to doing it when it comes to a general election. But in order not to create confusion, I just want to ask persons to pay attention to the ballot paper. You could look for a number for your candidates, you could look for their name, you could also look for the color and put one X in one box beside the name of the candidate that you want to vote for. Because if you vote for more candidates than there are seats, then your ballot paper would be rejected, right? And so you have various reasons why ballot paper is rejected. And one of them, like I mentioned, if you vote for more candidates than there are seats, if it is that your ballot paper is not marked for any candidates, if it's marked for uncertainty, if you could identify the voter by the ballots, because remember, you must vote in secret, then your ballot paper would also be rejected. And so I want to encourage persons to, you go out, make your voice heard, and so please just mark one X. Only in one of the boxes you are to mark who you want to vote for.
With a commitment to democratic principles, Chief Elections Officer Josephine Tamai says priority will be given to certain electorates.
Persons will go to the line. It's set up in a way where your surname is very important. The surname that you're registered with, that is the polling station that you will be going, depending on the constituency. And like I mentioned, if you go to the voter lookup, you will find that information there. And so the persons will join the line. Persons who are disabled, those who are pregnant, will be given priority in the line. The eligible persons as well. Also, police officers or officers from the security forces who also need to vote on that day for themselves, those persons will be given priority when they go to the stations.
Of note is that 197,080 voters across 29 electoral divisions will head to the polls as the country prepares for an upcoming election. Although there are 31 constituencies nationwide, the number of divisions was reduced to 29 following the absence of UDP candidates on nomination day, allowing PUP's Anthony Mahler from Pickstock and Henry Charles from Fort George to secure their spots without opposition. Voters will have access to 484 polling stations spread throughout the country, enabling them to participate in this crucial democratic process. Of note also is that the general elections will be observed by the Organization of American States and the U.S. Embassy as is customary. Prime Minister John Briceño has emphasized that if the People's United Party PUP secures another term in office, the much controversial redistricting exercise will be a top priority on their agenda. The Prime Minister's remarks come amid a backdrop of ongoing discussions about electoral fairness and representation. Today, when asked to weigh in on the issue, Chief Elections Officer Josephine Tamai told the media the department will be ready when the exercise commences.
Whatever decision is taken, we need to act. We need to make adjustments to our constituencies when that time comes around. And so it's a process that we have to go through as well, right? Because Any redistricting exercise takes effort. We have to ensure that the data that is provided is accurate. We also need to inform voters as to the constituency that they're now in. And so it's a process that you go through.
And that whole informing the voters part, does that lend to a lot of confusion? Because now, or even animosity, there are people, might get aggressive because they don't want to move from where they are.
Right. And in many cases, you will find that. But really and truly, it's something that we all agree that needs to be done. And so whenever that time comes and that decision is taken, then as a department, we will do what is required of us.
And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
Our school in Corozal Bay was falling apart, and we felt forgotten. But then, someone stepped up and made a real difference. At that time, we were only asking for funds to paint the school. I reached out to the area representative who lived a few blocks away. Promises were made, but the help never came. I knew that our roof was infested with rat bats. Water leaked through the zinc. The classroom had broken doors. The heat was overwhelming for the kids. The kitchen and appliances needed a complete overhaul, and the bathrooms needed maintenance. Through some friends, I got in contact with Ms. Thea Garcia Ramirez. She visited our school and immediately saw we needed much more than just a painting job.
When I saw the state of the school, I knew we had to do something significant. This wasn't just about a paint job. These children deserved a safe and welcoming environment to learn in. I reached out to friends, to family, and colleagues, asking for their help. The response was incredible. People really came together, donating time, resources, and expertise. It was the power of community in action.
Seeing the transformation was like a dream come true. Our school became a place we could be proud of thanks to Mrs. Thea and the amazing community effort.
I am Mrs. Catch, a proud parent of 2 lovely kids at Assemblies of God Primary School. This is the type of leadership we need. Someone who sees a problem and brings people together to solve it.
Thank you, Ms. Thea Garcia, for showing dedication and for showing me and my family what true community looks like.
Together, we can create more success stories just like this one. Let's build a better future for Corozal Bay, one project at a time. Join me and let's make it happen.
Thea, leadership that delivers.
Pro FC is here. On Saturday, March 15th, it's a return of Pro FC to Sugar City. It takes place inside the Orange Walk Multipurpose Complex. The main event is between Orange Walk's very own Thomas Godfrey as he battles the hard-hitting Mexican Ismael Canek Perez. We also had 9 other exciting MMA fights. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. and the event starts at 7:30 p.m. sharp. General admission tickets are only $25 and VIP tickets are $75. Available at Shell One Stop or at the event ticket booth. Pro FC 15. Godfrey versus Paris is brought to you by Broadlight Management, Kevin Bernard for Orange Walk East, Rustic Roof, Hotel de la Fuente, Rude Boy, Best Fit Pharmacy, Zeta Water Orange Walk, the Orange Walk Town Council, and the National Sports Council of Belize.
And Azel Riverol, Remax Dorado agent.
Escape to paradise. Centaur is giving you the chance to win an unforgettable getaway at the breathtaking Orchid Bay Resort. Picture this: a stunning beach and a relaxing poolside retreat. One lucky winner will enjoy an overnight stay for 2, plus a delicious breakfast, all courtesy of Orchid Bay Resort. How to enter? Sign up for any Centaur service or stay up to date with your payments for a chance to win. Live raffle draw on April 16th on the Despierta Belize show. Enter now to win with Centaur.
Leader of the opposition, Moses Shine Barrow, has announced its intention to take legal action against the Elections and Boundaries Commission, ENB, following a decision to allocate the party's traditional red color to all 41 candidates nominated under the UDP banner for the upcoming 2025 general election. In a formal application for judicial review, Barrow contends that the EMB's decision is unlawful and detrimental to the party's reputation. He emphasized that they are individuals asserting themselves as UDP members who have not been authorized by the party's executive to act as candidates or represent the party in any capacity. While the party's legal team is prepared to bring this matter before the courts in hopes of securing a resolution before the election, a hearing date is yet to be obtained. Today, Chief Elections Officer Josephine Tamai also weighed in on that issue.
Well, I have heard about it, and that is a matter that I believe will be addressed to the Commission, and I'm certain that legal advice will be gotten in regards to that. But we all know that the Commission, the Election and Boundaries Commission, has the authority to assign colors. And both sides have said it's one UDP, and who are you to say otherwise? And so a decision had to be taken. I know that the chairman has already explained that process, so I don't believe I need to get into that because that's a commission decision. And so whenever the commission makes a decision as a department, then we carry out those. Like I said, the chairman has already went public in terms of explaining the process that the commission went through in terms of coming to that decision.
The Belize Trade and Investment Development Service, Beltrade, will participate in the Sustainable Livelihood Project led by the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, IICA, and partnered with the Cooperative Department and Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security, and Enterprise, MAFSE. This initiative aims to enhance climate resilience and economic sustainability in Belizean communities. Beltrade has been granted $744,500 Belize dollars for Component 2 of the project, which will help develop 5 nature-based enterprises by providing business development, skills, technical assistance, and expanding market access. This effort aligns with Belize's national goals for climate resilience and sustainable development. On February 27, 2025, Beltrade's Executive Director Ishmael Quiroz met with IICA's Belize representative Mauricio Guevara to finalize a memorandum of understanding that outlines Beltrade's role in the project. Funded by the Protected Areas Conservation Trust Pact, the initiative aims to strengthen community resilience against climate threats. Through training and mentorship, Beltrade will empower local entrepreneurs, particularly women and youth, to create sustainable businesses while preserving natural resources. This partnership is crucial for promoting sustainable economic development in Belize, stated Quiroz, emphasizing the commitment to integrating climate resilience and economic empowerment into Beltrade's core strategies. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Friday, March 7th, here on Ctv3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.